For all tuning in, yo, I represent Philly Camp. Distinguished man on my voice, it's obvious who I am. James Hatcher, the host that give you food for thought. Deliver you the message like the money out the vault. Worthy discussion, live performance with special guests. Collaborate, communities well being, we invest. WPPM, don't forget the LP. 106.5 FM, also broadcast TV. Comcast Infinity, channel 66 and 966. Got you all up in the mix. And if you don't got that, then switch to Verizon. File 29 and 30, that'll get you vibing. Roku, Apple TV, even on demand. Direct TV joining us, it's the perfect plan. And if you don't got cable TV, justify the means. Go to phillycamp.org live stream. I would like to thank and welcome all attendees to an episode of this radio special titled Food for Thought, in which we come together to discuss how we participate in our communities as beneficial contributors and display our awareness of purpose to the collective. As respects to Philly Cam is a combination of individuals that collaborates ideas, artistic creativities, as well as their viewpoints of events that may have pivotal influences to how certain organizations operate within particular residencies and share those perspectives through various forms of media. So in this episode of the radio special titled Food for Thought, the theme of the topic is produced works promoted as a means to reflect rarity and originality. Although there may be materials, tools, and instruments accessible to assist one to project their expressive insights into an external physical manifestation, the application of how those materials is constructed depends on the reason why such creation is needed. To the conductor of a plan, the blueprint or layout to what is to be created has to be compromised with the atmospheric environment. As a result, the producer's signature of that specific work is distinct to any future impression of reproduction. And that is the food for thought of this episode. We will take a short music break and return with our special guest.
You know it is. GZQ give me fever. Nobody can touch me like the way you do. Like the way that you do. You give me fever. Nobody can love me like
All right, now we're back. 106.5 FM, WPPM Philadelphia. That was an exclusive track called Fever. All right, so now joining me is a recording performing artist who dedicates herself into producing many facets within the narrations of her lyrical contents. Her on-stage presence exudes with energy that is appreciated by both onlookers and musical lovers. So without any delay, I invite this special guest to introduce herself.
Okay, hello. Thank you so much, James, first of all, for having me. Thank you. And for everybody, thank you for joining us. And just so you get to know me, I'm GZQ, and I'm like the best recording artist ever.
Okay, bravo. Nice motivational confidence.
Yes.
Okay, so apparently GZQ, that's not a name. That it sounds like an abbreviation to me. Is that your name?
Yeah,
GZQ?
it's an abbreviation. It's just short for what do you call it? What's it short for your name?
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I forget what it's called.
Okay, but we're not going to put an alias.
Yeah,
we're not going to put an alias out there.
Yeah, it's an abbreviation for my name.
It's catchy.
Yeah.
All right, so I have several questions for you, some inquiries for you and everything. Start off, small, and we'll just go into it.
Okay.
All right, so what title of genre would you give your style of music?
Well, for me, I'm a completely open box, so
Okay.
I wouldn't necessarily say I have one type of genre that I do.
Okay.
I usually do, of course, hip hop and R&B.
Okay.
I do pop dance, techno house.
Okay.
It's like some of the few I do genres.
Okay.
So I do like a wide range of genres of different songs.
Okay.
So,
But you really don't pinpoint how you express the sound of your music. It just comes out according to maybe the sound that you hear or something.
yeah, it just depends on maybe the beat that I'm making or just how I'm feeling at the time. Depends on how it comes out. It's like, okay, if it comes out slow, I'm like, all right, this might be a ballad or R&B song or
So
something.
you make your own beat?
Yeah, I make my own beats.
Okay.
I record my own music.
Okay.
I write my own music.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how'd you start off, like, just beyond doing, like, writing your compositions? How did you start off, like, deciding that you would like to make your own beats? Did you have any managers or, stuff like that, or production company that you worked with first and then decided that you would rather do it yourself or something like that?
Well, initially when I first started out, I always wrote music. So
Okay.
I'm like a huge writer.
Okay.
I just like expressing myself through writing a lot of the times.
Okay.
So I started there. For some reason, just coming up, I just always heard a melody in my head and stuff like that. I've known different producers coming up and stuff
Okay.
like that, but none that was like, just giving me beats or,
Okay.
and depending on who it was, sometimes, they would charge a lot for them. So certain situations I would be in, I wouldn't be able to get the beats that I wanted. My ear is really different from a lot of the people I came up with doing music. So,
Right.
I wasn't really into or doing the kind of genres that they did. So I was kind of hard trying to find somebody to do strictly the stuff that I like.
Right.
But yeah, I had opened up later on I had opened up a recording studio in
Okay.
the entertainment business, and trying to get things going. Can't do anything putting music out without the music. So
Right.
it was just really hard trying to find producers to, come and be a part of the team and just be like, hey, I'm just going to give you beats for y'all to work on until
Right.
we get on our feet. It was kind of hard doing that.
Okay.
And we did have some people who did help out in the midst of that, but it was just coming, too slow for me. So I was like, you know what, let me just get in here and just learn, how do you do this? How do you make the beats so I don't have to wait on the next person, or I can at least get the beats that I want
Right.
for my music. So that's what I did. I started going to the library, reading different books. I literally watched every YouTube video there is to
Okay.
me on YouTube when it came to producing and stuff like that. I took advice from other people around me and stuff like that. They were saying to get different sounds and learn how to play a couple different instruments and stuff
Okay.
like that. So that's just how I got into in a nutshell, making beats. I know that was a long answer,
so
but
so do you ever write lyrics of a song with a particular subject and then make the instrumental production that corresponds with what you hear, or do you make the beat first and then write according to like the sound that you go according?
Sometimes it just really depends. Sometimes, like before I started making beats, of course I was always writing music, so I always had like a bunch of music that were just lyrics that didn't have a beat to them. So so it just depends now. Now that I do make my own beats and stuff like that, so I do sometimes just make a beat and I'm like, oh, let me just write to this one or something. So it just depends on the mood I'm in or what's going on or what kind of project I'm doing at the time. To see how I'm going to do it, because sometimes I might have a beat and I'm like, I don't have nothing I can write to this, but mind you, I have like a whole folder full of like random lyrics so that has no beat to them. So sometimes I'll do that. I'll go back to like my old folder and like, okay, let me find a verse from this song or that song and put that together with this beat.
So I guess you learning being able to produce your own musical production, that's kind of easier because you could hear the sound from eternity first without trying to compromise with the producer to make the same type of sound that you hear in your head. So, and then you like, man, I like, this production that the producer is, but that producer is not really hearing what I'm hearing. So I still have to compromise with the producer because I'm on at that time, like you said, that expenses and everything like that. So I guess that would be an educational factor to for an artist to be able to learn that part of their creativity. Just go beyond just writing the lyrical composition, because at the same time I know me as a performing artist, when I write I will always think of a beat, because a lot of times I wouldn't even have, the time or the accessibility to go to a producer, or at least find a producer that can compromise with my style.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's hard trying to explain to a producer the vision that you have in your head for them to bring it to life. It's kind of hard because they're not inside your head. They don't see it how you see it. They can kind of get the idea of where you're going to or what you're trying to portray, but they don't see it how you see it. So I think that's it definitely doesn't hurt for a new artist to make sure they, or at least to know the basics or a little savvy, so when they are watching or over a producer's shoulder when they're doing their work, they can at least tell them what's what and how they can do things. But it's definitely a good thing to know how to make your own beats. Like in my situation, like I couldn't find somebody who did exactly the kind of, I blend a lot of genres together in my music, so it's kind of hard to find at the time, producers that did stuff that I liked.
So how did you start off like figuring out like what equipment to use in order to make like the compromise with the sound that you hear? Because if like, I'm not saying you, but an individual that might have like be musically inclined, they might not have that technicality or the technical suave. They might not be like they might not be able to understand
how to put it together.
How to put it together, and what to read on say like a music board or something like that. So is that like something that you would just have to trial and error? Like how did you figure out this is what I use in order to make the type of music that I want to make? Like how did you start off doing that?
Really? So if you're starting to record, really it's just finding which DAW program that you like first. That's first and foremost. And I think that will be a good starting point, because in them kind of programs, whatever, it can teach you. Like
a drum machine or something like that?
You can start, well, I mean by your DAWs, like what you record in, like Logic Pro or Pro Tools or stuff like that. Really just start there, because then because all of those kind of programs, you can make beats in them, and along with recording your vocals and stuff like that. But I think that's a good starting point because at least you can find your way around the program, know how to like it, and just get savvy with that first, and then try to focus on where you want to go from there as far as like what your sound want to be, and just find. Well, nowadays it's easy because you do everything on your phone now. Really, you don't really need to get any of the programs on the computer anymore, or really even go to a recording studio. Like you really can be outside on your phone.
And those programs would come with the directions. And
yeah, they come with the directions. There's like they have their own little separate YouTube channels or training things on their websites.
Okay.
And you can go on there and they teach you how to use the programs. They teach you what to do, how to import sounds, how to export your project to anybody else if they want to like do it over or edit it any kind of way, or like you send it out to people to get mixed and mastered and stuff like that. So yeah, it shows you everything. Yeah, it's just really good. I started out using Logic. That was like the easiest program for me to use. So I love Logic Pro X.
Yeah.
The best, so.
Well, shoot, that's an upgrade from how I started off. I'd take like one speaker, put it over here, one little recording over here, and then a tape player over here.
Yeah, my friends
in
back
a closed
in the day,
room.
when they first started, when they first started recording, they were using what's the program called? Oh, Fruity Loops. They was using that, which is I heard is really, really good for making beats. If you want to use, if you're just like a producer, you want to make like really good beats, Fruity Loops is the place to like the program to use.
Is that for like samples and stuff like that?
Like you can put samples. I mean, all the programs you can add a sample to any song that you make, and like you can chop it down and make a sample. But just saying like that, I would say that program is more user friendly and easier for a person who wants to start making beats. I should say.
And that'll compromise with like the type of genre that you develop.
No, it doesn't compromise. I mean, you can make any genre. It doesn't nothing compromises anything that you want to do as far as the music. Like I literally make every genre I want to make. So
is there a particular genre that you like but you never tried to experiment with, but maybe one day you might want to try to experiment with?
Yes, I've never done metal.
Okay.
I was
thinking that was the first thing. I'm like,
I would love to do like a crazy screaming metal song. Like that would be decent. And I never, I think I had maybe written a couple gospel songs, but I definitely want to get more into doing gospel music. That would be nice. So I know that's totally two different spectrums. So
yeah. So how would you think that you would go about like being able to adapt into that style?
I mean, I guess it's pretty easy because
Would you listen to other artists? Like I would probably try to listen to another artist or whatever like that, and maybe. Well,
I listen to so much different kind of genres of music, so like I'm pretty good on as far as like I even listened to a couple metal bands. I never made that kind of music before, but from some of the bands, I like a couple of their songs. A couple songs, and then like gospel music. I mean, what black family hasn't grown up hearing a bunch of gospel music their whole life, so it's like
before getting they behind
right. So I'm just saying, that's not so the gospel and the music. So those kind of genres really wouldn't like intimidate me, I should say, or like scare me off. I welcome it. So I just have never done it, but I'll definitely do it one of these days.
Okay, so when it comes to an appealing song, do you think the impression of the song is more memorable than the actual artist, and that is why an individual has to hear the music first in order to have interest in the artist and to remember the artist? Or is that just like one aspect of like trying to look to see, like figure out, that's the artist and everything, because I gotta hear the music? Do you think that's like that's like a way that individual would hear and remember the artist just by the music, or is there something else?
Well, it just really depends, really, because if you hear a song like for the first time and you hear it be like, oh, that's hot, turn that up, like who is that? Like, so first of all, you're gonna be like, okay, who is that?
Right.
So then you're gonna go search, okay, who is this person? As soon as you search, I'm like, oh, let me hear this song, whatever. So if it's like 2 or 3 songs that you hear from this person, I mean, automatically you're going to want to remember their name, because you're going to be like, okay, this person made hot music, like off the couple little songs I heard. But sometimes, it just depends on the music. Sometimes it might be a super hot song, and that's the only song they put out.
Right.
And then I have nothing else to go off,
Right.
so that's all I have to remember you by is that song. Like,
And
you
that'll
know,
fade out. So you.
yeah. So it's like, what was that song? Oh, that song was called, Turn Up. And then who made that song? I forgot, because they
Right.
didn't put out nothing else,
Right.
or there wasn't
well,
nothing else that was.
there's artists that I remember that made a memorable impression just by their appearance.
Yeah.
Before I even heard the song.
Yeah.
And one individuals I can remember is Kiss.
Okay, yeah,
The
definitely,
band Kiss.
definitely.
I never knew what type of song. I was like, what
Like,
the
who
heck?
are they?
Yeah,
But
who
that's
the-
what I'm saying. You want to
but-
know who they are.
Yeah, but then when I heard their music, I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah, so
I kind
sometimes
of like.
it doesn't depend on the music. It doesn't really.
Right.
Sometimes it doesn't matter about the music. If you've seen them, it's like, okay, wow, okay, who's this? Like,
Right. Okay, so I think we can get into another song
Okay.
and everything like that. So would you like to introduce the next song?
Yes. So this is a song that was on my first Take It or Leave It EP. So I hope you guys enjoy. This is Wonders.
Okay, so you don't have to wonder. You are on WPPM 106.5 FM, Food for Thought. I'm your host, James Hatcher, with our special guest, GZQ.
Loving baby, I can't deny. Special sparkles when I look in your eye. Every time you're gone, I just wanna cry. Sing it, ooh, my, heart don't leave by my side. I just might die, I'll just die. Got it so good, sassy little lady, in still hood and a little crazy. Only for you, I'm at the edge of the universe, passing away, I'm losing you. I don't know what's worse. Walking the plank, I'm ready to dive in. All the wonders of you, I'm discovering, uncovering your amazing graces. You love me, baby, take me places that I've never been. And on your team, I will always win, and you'll never get hurt by anyone ever again. I got you, GZQ, the ultimate heaven. Put you on game to some new shit. Show you how I does it with no limits. Always to the max, and that's a fact. Go return your key, baby, I got you back. You like how I move it just like that? I ride that beat just like that. Trip the new beach, spin the stacks, expensive meals, exquisite tax, business deals, everything. My heart feels like a warm day in spring. The Lord really love me, send me you someone pure and the heart so true. Our bond is tight, we're real and blue. I'll stand strong and take the world for you. For you, it will end just like that. You like how I bought it back just like that. I know how you like it just like that. I get into it and they own it just like that. Your mind on mine, just like that. You blow my mind, just like that. I need you all the time, just like that. And we're so fine, just like that. Your mind on mine, just like that. You blow my mind, just like that. I need you all the time, just like that. And we're so fine, just like that. Only for you, I spend my checks. Ain't got the juicy coup on deck. And if I had to do it again, I'd do it and do anything for you to prove it.
So we're back for all that are just tuning in, this is Food for Thought on WPPM 106.5 FM with our special guest, GZQ. I'm your host, James Hatcher. So, GZQ, is there a particular practice or exercise that you do that keeps your singing vocal tones in great condition? And if so, for anyone that is working on enhancing their singing tone and does not prefer the exercise or a particular exercise that you might do you have any other techniques that you could recommend? So do you have a particular practice or exercise that you do? And
yes.
For whoever that is not able to, do that or whatever like that, do you have a recommendation for them?
I would just say, if you want to be the laziest, if you want to be the laziest singer ever, no offense, but if you want to be the laziest singer ever, just whatever you're doing, just sing.
Okay.
Literally just sing whatever you're doing. Like when you're talking to people, like when you're walking up the steps, or when you're walking to the store, or when you get in the car, like literally just sing whenever.
Okay.
Like that's like the best advice I can get for anybody starting, or just just don't feel like going to like practice every day, or or not doing like a a routine scheduled like practice thing they have to do for like an hour or two or whatever. Like literally, if you don't have time for all that, because a lot of people don't have time for stuff,
right? So
but just in between, or if you just sing, like literally just sing high, sing low, just practice yourself, like warm up your vocal cords. Like literally, most of the time I say take care of it. Always drink plenty of lemon and honey. Is good for your vocal cords.
Is that what you do?
Yes, I do. I definitely drink a lot of tea. Not saying tea is like the main thing you guys have to drink, but I just drink a lot of tea. But honey and lemon works wonders for your vocal cords, and it's still good for your health too. So it's always good. To drink lemon and honey too.
And that what does that do? Like to drink the lemon?
One thing, the lemon and the honey, outside of it being like a health benefit for your whole body, it really, like the honey helps coat your vocal cords, helps warming them up. That way they're not getting so strained, and stuff like that when you're singing and everything. It just makes it more soother. Like sometimes people have dry throat or something like that. Some people who sing still smoke, so, or, certain foods they eat, whatever. You really be surprised on how many things affect you physically just by the normal things you do by just talking or just eating, or
the diet.
Certain things you eat or drink, whatever, really affects you some type of way. So just keeping them warmed up every day. In the morning, I would say is the best time, because you want to catch your body when it's just getting up. And then like late in the afternoon, will be good too.
So you said the lemon coats
the honey.
The honey coats your throat,
your vocal cords, right?
And what does the lemon do?
The lemon just helps open everything up. Because the citrus and everything, it helps open everything up, helps you free it up, and clears that mucus out of there. So that's really what clearing that mucus out of there is a really big thing. So so what about somebody that may not be used to like singing high notes? Is there any practice, or do you think that whatever vocal tone that you have, that's the vocal tone that you have to deal with? Or have you ever heard, or have you ever experienced any artist that may have like a low, say like a baritone in the beginning, is able now? Is there any type of thing? I haven't really come across anybody in my experience personally that sings like that. But I'm sure, it's been a couple people that I've heard other people talking about saying that does that. They can sing like in a good tenor. Usually they say tenors can do that. They can either go low or really high because they're right in the middle. But I never really heard.
Is that because of the lemon?
Maybe, I don't know, but no, it's not because of the lemon. But I never really heard anybody that's a baritone that really can sing like a super high head notes. No, I haven't really. But I'm sure if they really wanted to, I'm sure they can at least get up to like a high tenor. Like,
so I'm just basically thinking like like how individuals is able to stretch their
their ranges.
Tone. I think is it because like the lower you sing is like easier. What is it? Is it lower that you sing? It's easier to sing high pitch, or the louder you get?
It just depends on the person, really. Because some people, some people don't know how to use their head note a lot.
And what do you mean by head note?
Like people who usually sing really high or do a whistle, usually use their head. It's like it's not in their diaphragm, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah. So you really using this part of your body.
Okay.
To really project on a super high note.
Right.
Some people sounds really, really good, and some people can't hit it.
Right.
So
breathing.
Definitely breathing. I mean, if you're a singer, like breathing is everything.
Right.
So, you have to know where your breaths are, or, how to pace yourself. So
okay.
That's 101 if you're a singer. But yeah, I guess it just depends on, the person itself, like if how high or how low they can go, because it's a lot of people who are really high and can't go low at all. Like
okay.
It's, sometimes people say going low is really easy, but for people who sing really high or have like really high voices, going low for them is really hard. So they can't do it, 'cause
right.
It doesn't really sound right.
Right.
I guess it just, like I said, it just depends on the person.
Okay. So do you think a message from a music artist that uses voice altering instruments such as auto-tune can have the same kind of impact that an artist that doesn't use voice altering instruments can? And if not, or if so, how and why? So do you think the message that a music artist uses when using a
like auto-tune or something like that?
Yeah.
I think well,
do you think the message has the same type of impact?
Of course. I feel like if you're doing a song and you're talking about something real,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if the realness is there, then it doesn't matter if they're using auto-tune or not. Because
so do you think the auto-tune or like the voice altering instrument, now that I think about it, it might be like enhances the type of emotions that they project? Is that one of the reasons why they use it? I never use auto.
I would say that can definitely be a factor. Like that can definitely enhance you listening to the message more, but and then that's not always the case sometimes, because some people who use auto-tune, you totally lose the message because it's too much auto-tune. Okay. Know? So it just depends, but I will always say that as long as the message is real,
okay,
you know what I mean? Like as long as you're not out there just talking about whatever on the track, I mean, as long as you're coming from a good, real, authentic place when you're with your message, I don't think it matters.
So it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't think it matters
whether or not the individual can actually sing. If they're using voice altering.
Well, that's different. You didn't say that. You said the message. Yeah. That's different.
Yeah.
Now,
do you think they use, some of the artists use, the voice altering things to cover up not having the ability to sing?
I mean, some people do, and then some people don't. Like T-Pain.
How can you tell?
Like T-Pain is a phenomenal singer. Like people when he first came out used to think that he couldn't sing because that's all he used. That's his thing. Is
you about the third guest that mentioned T-Pain. Don't get me in trouble with him. I like him.
He's a perfect example because like he can sing. He can really really sing. But people lost that. Like people in the beginning didn't think that because he used so much auto-tune.
Right.
But if you hear him live without auto-tune, whatever, he's a good singer. Like he can sing. He sings really really good.
Right.
So I don't think that can necessarily, I mean, I'm sure some people do use it to mask, the shortcomings in their singing, but I don't think that takes away from people who can sing that do use it. I don't think it takes anything away from them.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So have you or would you ever write for another individual? And if so, would there be a discrepancy or a limit to as to what kind of content you would write for them? And what would it be?
I would totally write for anybody. I love writing.
Okay.
And I have like tons of music that might not work for me later, but or ever might work for somebody else. But I would love to write for somebody else, and I'm definitely have some stipulations on what I will not write about.
Okay.
I am not cool, and I am 100% against any demon or devil music. I do not do that at all. That is not my stilo at all. I'm not.
That's
cool
something
with
you would not foresee.
I'm not cool with that. Like I do not worship the devil. I don't want to give him no praise or anything inside my music. So if that's what you about, go ahead. Somewhere else. I'm just not with that.
Yeah, you don't want to carry that into your home.
Yeah, no, I don't want to do that.
Yeah,
it's nothing that he has done or doing or whatever that I have anything to write about. So
okay, so is there any have you or would you think that if somebody did ask you to write a particular song outside of that specific type of content and you wrote it, and you just thought that, yeah, I think this song fits me a little bit more, would you let them know? Or would you try to write something else? Because, like, your music writing is so good. Wouldn't it be hard,
It depends.
like, to write a song if somebody asked you to write for them, and then you wind up writing it, and then you're like, oh, man, I don't know if I want to.
I mean, if it comes to that, then it's never a problem. I'll let them have the song still.
Okay.
I'll just put in the agreement, like, hey, maybe one day I might want to do a cover to this song.
Okay.
You know, just to still be able to, because either
So
way.
you want to switch it up and be like, yeah, here,
It depends.
use it as a cover.
It depends on the
That's a good idea.
contractual situation. You know,
Right.
so if it's a really, really good song, I'm like, oh, you know what? No, I'm not going. Then if they don't have to know about it, then no, of course I'm gonna keep it for myself. But
As long as they ain't pay you up front.
yeah, I mean, but not even that. Like if they give me a contract and say, hey, we're going to need this X amount of dollars to write however many songs or this particular song. If there's a certain particular song they want me to write to, I'm like, okay. Then I'll be like, okay, well, later on I would like to do a cover to this, you know?
Right.
But if it's something that they're telling me, like, just write a few songs or whatever and get back to me a couple months from now, whatever, I'm like, cool. And if I happen to write one that was like, oh, I might keep this for myself, then I'm going to keep it. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I wouldn't even need to let them even know about it, but, you know.
Okay. All right. So, which type of appearance do you prefer? Doing street performances, open mics, or commercial public venues like festivals where you are advertised and promoted by the establishers of the event? And what is the networking like for you in each setting?
Well, I love performing, so I'm open to any events.
Street performance, open mic,
yep.
or commercial public venues?
All of them. All of the above. I love performing, so it doesn't matter the venue. Sometimes it does. I won't say it doesn't matter completely, but sometimes it does. But I like to do all those, no matter if they're locally promoted or advertised on TV, whatever the case may have you. That all works good for me. Usually when I'm at these events, I like to call what you say, like work the room. I like to mingle and talk around and network with other people, the other artists that are there. Of course, like, you know, the event coordinators and stuff like that that are there. And, you know, just to get to know some of the audience and, you know, hey, I'm GZQ.
Okay.
Would you like to follow me or, you know, or listen to my music? So that's usually what I do at certain events. Well, pretty much all the events I go to.
Okay. All right. So when a musician decides to promote their music professionally to the public arena and make it as a source of income, would it be better for them to promote their music locally first or in a different demographic location where, although there may be musicians that perform in the same or similar genre, their presentation or their sound, for example, like their accent may be different?
I think it's always best to start out locally first.
Okay.
Because at least it's always good to get your local neighbors and your friends, of course, because that's the place that you know people from first.
Okay.
You know, you want to start there first. But if there is like a certain area of the country or a certain demographic that you know that your music is going to do good in, I would say also promote that there also along with the local. You know?
Okay. All right. So, can we get into another track of yours?
Yes.
All right. So, what you would like for us to throw in?
So, the next song coming up is going to be F&M, which is going to be for Focus and Motivation.
Okay.
Yes. So, it's going to be a nice, positive song. So, I hope you guys enjoy.
All right. So, all that's tuning in, you could focus and motivate on enjoying this track, F&M. On WPPM 106.5 FM, Food for Thought with James Hatcher and special guest GZQ.
Ooh. Just work hard, you'll go far, you can make it. Just believe in yourself and you'll make it. All you need is focus and motivation.
not know what's gonna be around the corner. Sure, you're right, it's sweet, hoping everyone's pleased until you hit the bump in the street. Then you find out who's your friend and who's not, and there's no money in your pot. Just have faith, keep pushing until the end. I know that you will win. Just work hard, you'll go far, you can make it. Just believe in yourself and you'll make it. All you need is focus and motivation. Just have fun, you're right there, you'll make it.
I know some days it's harder than others. With times like this and facing office, gotta stay prayed up through the endeavors. You can shine in any weather. I know how it is, no support from others, not from your friends or your brothers. But still, have that fire burning in you. It's cool, stay true to you, and Father God will see you through. And anyone in your way will be through for good. And I wish they would. I call on my soldiers to wipe the hood, but please stay on the humble tip and forget anyone who ain't rocking with it. Just stay focused and motivated, and they'll be mad when you made it. Yeah.
Then you find out who's your friend and who's not, and there's no money in your pot. Just have faith, keep pushing until the end. I know that you will win. Just work hard, you'll go far, you can make it. Just believe in yourself and you'll make it. All you need is focus and motivation. Just have fun, you're right there, you'll make it. Just work hard, you'll go far, you can make it. Just believe in yourself and you'll make it. All you need is focus and motivation. Just have fun, you're right there, you'll make it. Let's get it. Let's do it. Come on, yeah. Let's get it. Let's move. Yeah. Let's say, I will win, I'll make it. All I need is focus and motivation. I will win, I'll make it. All I need is focus and motivation. I will win, I'll make it. All I need is focus and motivation. I will win, I'll make it. All I need is focus and motivation. Just work hard, you'll go far, you can make it. Just believe in yourself and you'll make it. All you need is focus and motivation. Just have fun, you're right there, you'll make it. Just work hard, you'll go far, you can make it. Just believe in yourself and you'll make it. All you need is focus and motivation. Just have fun, you're right there, you'll make it.
All right, so we're back, and that track was F&M from yours truly, GZQ. All right, GZQ. All right, so in a scenario in which you have a large quantity of promotional flyers that has information of your music, would you choose to post them in public places, like on building walls and telephone poles, or would you rather personally pass them out personally to individuals, and why?
Well, I would love to first, I would love to hand them out to people, but nowadays, that's not always such a good thing. It depends on, like, if I'm at an event or something like that, then that will be okay, just to hand to hand flyers and stuff like that.
Okay.
But I think buildings and telephone poles, stuff like that will be better because you don't want to waste them. So
yeah, but
so a lot of people.
When you think that might be a waste if just people walk by and they just see
people
it?
will more likely walk by and see your. It's like that's like saying for billboards and stuff.
Okay,
you know what I mean. It's like the same thing. It's just on a smaller scale.
Okay,
but like people will walk past them, but their mental notes will catch that. You know, their subconscious.
And you think that they'll look it up and research
they'll
faster?
more likely look at a flyer that has a QR code on there and just scan it and keep walking than they will of me giving them a flyer in their hand, because they can just look. whatever, and just throw it away, you know, when they walk away.
Okay.
But with something to stand there, say I'm standing in the corner waiting for a bus. If I see the poster, then I'm going to stand there and read it because I'm waiting for the bus. And if there's something, information I need to get, just QR code, because everybody's on their phone nowadays.
Right.
So, like, paper stuff like that really wouldn't be as helpful unless it's in certain settings. You know what I mean?
Okay. So you don't think people just looking, just be like, oh, that's just another artist and just walk?
Yeah.
It has to be something that'll catch them, like, you know, maybe the design or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of that stuff, sometimes, but a lot of that stuff really doesn't matter.
Okay.
It's just like, you know, you just got to think about how the average human is nowadays.
Right.
You know, so attention spans are very short.
Okay.
You know, and
I got you.
A lot of people don't like to be bothered when they're trying to get where they need to be. You know what I mean? So I just think, like, unless we're in a certain type of setting where that will be, I know people are going to be there for a while. They're going to give them a chance to actually read it and look at it.
Right.
Depending on how much stuff is on there. Also, a lot of people don't know how to read nowadays. So
Okay.
you know what I mean?
I got you.
Depends on what's on there. So I'd say, like, putting it on a building or a pole or a bus stop or something like that would be way more helpful than just giving it to somebody and hoping that they read it and then throw it in the trash.
And disturbing their peace. If
right,
they're
and didn't throw it in the trash. You know what I mean?
I got you. And speaking of settings, okay, so although a musical composition is written initially for the satisfaction of the author, when is it suitable to take consideration that the content of the song should be more relatable to a potential audience? Well,
I would just say like this. Any song you can make can be relatable in any kind of way. You'd be surprised on what people like.
Okay.
Like, there's a lot of people out here, and people like some things you can't even think of, some of the stuff that people like. So I don't think that'd be like a thing to necessarily worry about if you're trying to, like, compose a song. Like, I would just say stay true to if you're doing a song that you're writing for yourself or whatever, stay true to yourself and just be real. You know, if you're writing a song for somebody else, just, you know, have that person that you're writing for in mind.
Right.
What kind of person they are, what kind of music they do, number one, you know, and, you know, what's the subject matter, because usually they have a topic or an album or something that's coming out that's, you know, what the subject matter is going to be.
Right.
So
that's a good message for any inspiring artists that may be listening.
Yeah, because, you know, writing for yourself is like you can always go anywhere with it. It's for yourself, you know, but usually when you're doing it for somebody else, they usually have a checklist or of what they expect or what they needed out of you. So
right. Okay. So this question is based on the experience that you mentioned previously about starting your own production and stuff like that. But this is from an aspect of maybe an artist.
Okay.
Okay. So for any artist that is not proficient on a business level of promotion, what type of management can an agent provide for a music artist? And separate from, like, monetary aspects of the management of the artist, what is another personal benefit that both the artist and agent can gain? So, you know, what type of management would an artist look for when it comes to saying, I want to put my music out, but I don't know which way to go?
Well, nowadays, I would say if you're a fresh artist starting out, management should be not the first thing on your plate to worry about.
Okay.
I would say focus on developing more your craft and yourself as a overall artist first. Because managers and labels and A&Rs and stuff nowadays, they want a ready product they can just promote.
Right.
They don't want to have to help you develop.
So nowadays also, do you think that a lot of artists need another organic manager?
I would say you don't have to think about management or agents or any of that until you feel like you're in a position where you need help to do business dealings with bigger corporations and companies.
Okay.
That's what I would say you would need it, because if you're just starting out and you're doing, look, first of all, managers and agents cost a lot of money. So I would say if initially you don't have any money, say randomly, somebody's just starting out and some guy who's like this big time manager just happened to see the potential in them. Now, they don't have any money up front to pay them, but usually you don't pay the managers up front anyway. They usually get paid, you know, on the back end with the contract.
Right.
So usually I'm sure they're going to, because they don't have any deals going on at the moment when they first get this manager or agent, whatever, the manager or agent will also just add that into the contract. Like, hey, any future deals that I'm doing or whatever that I get for you, I will need a piece of that.
Right.
And if anything else comes out of something else that I had aligned for you, then I'm gonna need a piece of that too. I mean, which is fair,
right?
You know? So
right. Okay. So, what are some of the attributes do you think that on the agent aspects? What are some of the attributes, or what attribute do you think an agent will look for in an inspiring artist to determine whether the artist has the potential to be managed?
Well, first, usually people say that they will look at their social media. So let's just go with somebody who doesn't have a social media or no music at all.
Okay.
So like, really it's just, some people look for a look. Like some people just have a look to them. Like, okay, like I can market that look. Let me just put a hat on it, or a certain kind of hair and these certain kind of clothes. I'm like, okay, and I can market just this look. And we can put whatever music or anything behind that, you know? So some people look for that. And then people who are already just starting to do stuff, they look at what kind of music they like, how they make their music. Some people have nice voices. Some people just don't even know what kind of music to do, but their voice is nice.
Right.
So it's just it just depends on the person and what exactly their agent or manager is looking for at the time.
Right.
Usually they try to flow with how the times are, whatever's popping right now. And they usually try to go for those sounds or those kind of looks. Whatever's trending at the time. But sometimes you find a gem that's just random, and you know it's going to change the whole situation. So you know, it just depends on where you're at and timing and
okay,
what situations and settings you're in.
Right. Okay. All right. So for anyone that is interested in adding your music to a music catalog, where can they locate you, and how can anyone interested in booking you contact you?
Well, first, you can find me at GZQEmpire.com, and that is my personal website. That's with all my music. That's with all information for updates, shows, merch, whatever you need to know about GZQ is on my website. But also on any other streaming platforms you want to find my music, you can. Anywhere you can find that you have streaming, you can find my music. And also, if you want to book me, you can contact me at GZQEmpire@gmail.com, or you can find me at info@GZQEmpire.com.
Okay. But do you mind if you can do one live performance for us?
Of course.
All right.
Of course. I'd love to.
All right. So what song would you like to do a live and everything like that?
Well, one song, since I had such a great time here and such exclusive vibes, I guess that's the right one to do. I'm going to do exclusive vibes.
All right, so we're gonna close out with exclusive vibes once again. I thank you, GZQ, for making a special appearance here and having such a wonderful conversation, memorable conversation. Once again, my name is James Hatcher, the host of the radio special titled Food for Thought. You can reach me on my Facebook. Just type up James Hatcher. Make sure you check out previous episodes of the special guest of Food for Thought for 106.5 WPPM-LP Philadelphia. This book, Food for Thought, Literary Concept to Theoretical Reasoning, based and inspired on this radio special titled Food for Thought, and the themes that go along with these motivational conversations. Once again, you're listening to Food for Thought, and on your future journeys, take care of yourself.
Hey guys, it's GZQ in here, turned up for Food for Thought. Thanks for joining us, and we're at WPPM 106.5 FM, and this is my new single, Exclusive Vibes. Is that another GZQ beat? Of course. Baby, your last on the night. Exclusive vibes, exclusive vibes. Yeah, baby, let's just make our own. Exclusive vibes, exclusive vibes. Yummy, yummy honey bun. Let me come and give you some of all of this heat I got burning in my feet. Let's go. The mood is feeling so right, yeah. I'm something litty
all night, yeah. My friends is feeling alright, yeah. But you, Mr. Right there, I wanna dance as the moonlight strokes my hair. And as you grab me by the hand, we hype this party in here. I want to, I need to, I scream to let loose with you, baby. Baby, let's on the night. Exclusive vibes, exclusive vibes. Yeah, baby, let's just make our own. Exclusive vibes, exclusive vibes. Yummy, yummy honey, but let me come and give you some of all of this heat I got burning in my feet. Let's go, baby, let's just make our own. Exclusive vibes, exclusive vibes. Got you feeling good, having fun like you should. Got you gazing in my eyes, got you so mesmerized. Come with me, I got a surprise. I look tasty, look at these thighs. Gotta be boss to ride this ride. Hit that move for me one more time, let's go.